Wasabi guys, welcome back to another Commander Pickups video. This series where I go over cards that are pretty affordable right now, so that makes them pretty decent cards to go and pick up and throw into a Commander deck. As always, if you appreciate these videos or any videos I do, please subscribe to the channel, it really does help me out here. We're moving well past 35,000 subscribers, thank you all so much for joining me. The first card to talk about is one that's been reprinted a few times, and that's not really the purpose of this video, to go over cards that could potentially be 10 times the value one day, because they've never been reprinted. I just go for good value cards that have seen Commander play, and cards that are just really undervalued right now, and I think Core Spirit Dancer is one of them. It's part of a card draw engine with a lot of these Enchantress decks where they play a lot of auras, so whenever you cast an aura, you get to draw a card. Also gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to her, so it's a great card if you're not super dependent on your Commander at the moment. You could throw some of those auras on to her, make her bigger. I think just around $3 is really cool, considering that back in the day before she got a reprint, she was a lot more expensive. And this is a strategy that's not going away anytime soon. Next we have Teferi Temporal Archmage from Commander 2014. This is a $2.45 card now, which is kind of shocking because Teferi has been rather competitive as far as Commander's concerned. If you're a fan of stacks, Teferi's been a very strong commander. I think being part of a Planeswalker focused combo with the Chain Veil didn't hurt its chances. But what it does, it's incredible. It's still a strong Planeswalker even today. And we're talking 8 years ago. 8 years ago, folks. 2014 was that long ago. Just the -1 is enough for me to consider playing Teferi in any of my blue decks. That's so versatile, you can use it to untap more than just lands, you can untap creatures with tap abilities, you can untap mana rocks that tap for more than just 1 mana, and that's where a lot of those combos and a lot of the power comes from with this commander option. Next up we have VITO Thorn of the Dusk Rose from M21, the core set. $2.62 for essentially a Sanguine Bond on a 3-mana creature. That's insane. I know it's from a recent core set, and the thing about recent core sets is that they're filled with bulk rares, and I think VITO's getting the bulk rare treatment. It's a legendary creature, so if you want to go for any type of combo with Exquisite Blood, all you would need is Exquisite Blood and a way to gain or have an opponent lose life. And oh yeah, for 5 mana you can give all of your creatures lifelink, so it enables itself. It's such a cheap creature, it can be in vampire strategies, it can be in cleric strategies, and it's going to put in a ton of work. One of the most undervalued cards right now in my opinion. Then we have another black card in Sadisi Undead Vizier from Dragons of Tarkir. This is actually a pretty recent price drop. Since the beginning of the year, she's been around like the $10 area. So to be under $5 for the first time in a while, I think is a signal to go and pick her up if you have not already. What she does is great in Commander. She's probably one of the best creatures that will allow you to tutor and you don't have to reveal the card that you search. Having to sacrifice a creature was kind of a caveat until you realize that in Commander people actually look to sacrifice creatures, they want to sacrifice them. Oh, trading 2 mana between this and Runescarred Demon. I guess you have to give up a creature so it's not that good. Well, actually it's even better. We already know the impact that she's had in the format. She's been in so many black aristocrat decks, it's not even funny. So this is a sale if you've never had a Sadisi Undead Vizier. I would not fault you for going and picking her up right now. Next up we have Jeska Thrice Reborn from Commander Legends, the first Commander Legends by the way. What I really like about Jeska is that she's not only capable of being your commander like a lot of Planeswalkers are, but she's also a partner, so you can have her partner up with other partner commanders, which means that there are a ton of possibilities, and Wizards of the Coast, they're not going to slow down on that partner stuff anytime soon. While she doesn't have any insane ult that is typical of Planeswalkers, her 0 is crazy. You choose target creature until your next turn. If that creature would deal combat damage to one of your opponents, it deals triple that damage to that player instead. I mean, come on, this is like one of the only cards that deals triple damage at all. So for only 3 mana, you get her out there. She could be a Planeswalker partner commander. Throw her in next to Bruce Tarl and you have a ton of damage. Next we have another red card, Leyline Tyrant. A very undervalued card right now. This mythic from Zendikar Rising is perfect for your mono red decks, and I think really any deck where you have more of a red mana focus. It's like if you took Omnath Locus of Mana and you said, let's try to make a red version of this. So you're not going to lose your red mana as your steps and phases end, which normally, if you happen to not know, if you tap for mana during combat and it doesn't have an exception like this, once combat is over, you would lose that mana. Once your main phases are over, you lose whatever mana that was added during those phases. What's really cool is that you can save up on your red mana for the death trigger, where you can spend any amount of red to have it deal that much damage to any target. I like it because it's a contingency on a 4/4 flyer, so it's not a weakling creature. It's going to deal some damage throughout the game. If you don't have anything to do, you can just stock up on that red mana, wait for Leyline Tyrant to die, or you can sacrifice it yourself Heck, you could throw it into an aristocrat strategy for that exact purpose. Pour all of that red mana into this mana sink, and you could very well burn a player out of the game. Next up, we have a card that's been reprinted, but a very popular one, Devoted Druid, from the Streets of New Capenna commander. We've known about her for a long time. We've known about the combo potential with this specific mana dork. All it really takes is something to cancel out the -1/-1 counter, and you'll be able to tap and untap her however many times you want to for that green mana. At $2.44, people are probably not going to be too high on Devoted Druid right now, because before New Capenna, she was getting close to 10. Listen, I don't recommend these cards in my commander pickups videos because I think they're going to make people a ton of money. I recommend them first and foremost because I think they have significant playability potential in the format. Devoted Druid is a lot like Sadisi. We've known what she's capable of. She's going to be in tons of commander decks, whether she's $10 or 10 cents. I think right around this price range is what people have been looking for, so just know it is from the pre-con deck in Streets of New Capenna. Next up, we have another green card. We have Ramanap Excavator from Hour of Devastation. Basically Crucible of Worlds on a creature. Back when this came out, I think everybody was losing their minds. Oh, Wizards, how could you do this? My Crucibles are now worthless. Well, they're not really worthless. It's just another Sanguine Bond situation. You're going to have a lot of cards that do the same exact thing, but there are certain ones that are harder to find, and I think that's still the case with Crucible. Ramanap Excavator did get a reprint, like back in Commander Legends, but $2.64 for any card that can really combo in some land strategies, I think is something you should jump on if that's the type of strategy you were looking to play. Ramanap Excavator is what you're going to have to play anyway. A lot of fetch lands in the format. Even if you're not going for aggressive combos, there's still a ton of value in replaying some of those from your graveyard. Next up, we have Prime Speaker Vanifer from Ravnica Allegiance. This wasn't really my favorite commander option coming from that set, and I do like Simic. It's just having essentially Birthing Pod on an activated ability was kind of overkill. And I think all that really happened here was that you created a toolbox commander where it's just about, hey, let's play good stuff, green and blue, in addition to other creatures that are going to help us combo and untap Prime Speaker Vanifer. So I'm not the biggest fan of her as a commander, but I still think as one of the 99, there's a lot of value here in that ability. Even though it's not my favorite card, $2.18 for essentially Birthing Pod on a creature's activated ability. An Elf Ooze Wizard, there's a lot here to like if you want to be future ready for other strategies that might come out. We might return to Ravnica and have some type of synergy with several creature types. Simic could change in the future, so you never know. And the last commander pickup here for today is Yorion Sky Nomad. From Ikoria, $2.40, I think, is a really good deal. While you don't really have much value here in the companion mechanic for obvious reasons, the creature itself is incredible. When it enters the battlefield, you exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. So it's basically like a Ghostway on an ETB. There are only really so many Ghostway-like cards, so having this on a creature's ETB is going to make those blink strategies even stronger. And I think overall we're going to be looking back on Ikoria as a really weird set. A lot of different things going on, very experimental, but filled with a ton of undervalued cards, and I think Yorion is incredibly undervalued right now. Decent commander option, decent one of the 99 creature. There's a lot to like here. So anyway, let me know what you think about these commander pickups. Let me know what you think about the battle for Baldur's Gate. And as always, if you have any recommendations, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Commander Void here. I will see you all next time.